Yes, everybody. Russ the West Ham there. Hope you are all well. Lunchtime, we spoke about Mohamed Kudus and spoke about more suitors potentially entering the fray. But we're going to talk about now is more news that's been happening in terms of signings and potential ingoings and outgoings. So these are Hammers headlines in association with the KUMB.com, boys. Don't forget to check them out in the description below. So let's start with some signings, shall we? Let's start with a Caddy player who has signed their first professional deal. Andre Dyke. Andre Dyke has signed his first pro contract with the club. 17-year-old has joined by his close family at Rush Green to put pen to paper on his first pro deal. He's part of the under-18 squad that won the Premier League Cup this year. He joined the Hammers at under 11s level from grassroots team Thurrock District. In his first year as a scholar, he's made 14 starts, 3 goals, including a brace in a 4-2 victory over Spurs, with plenty more to come. Very skillful winger, capable of playing for the middle as well. He's received international recognition for his progress at Chadwell since joining 7 years ago, making his youth international debut for England and under 16s. The winger boasts an impressive record with the Young Lions, having played 10 games, winning 9 and drawing 1, and scoring 3 goals undefeated at international level. Kenny Brown said he's very, very excited about Andre signing his first pro deal. And he's the next one, I think, to come through. You know, you got to think, it's this conveyor belt of players coming through, and no doubt he'll be playing a lot more 18s, but I imagine there'll be some moving up into the 21s. We've got a number of tournaments. We've got cup competitions. We've got the National Cup, obviously the Premier League Cup, and then we've got the Premier League Invitational as well. So there'll be lots of opportunities for Andre as well. You got to think maybe with the likes. You've got Callum Marshall and people coming back as well. Well, have come back. You know, they started their pre-season last week, but I would assume the likes of Callum will go out on loan again, which will give opportunity for Andre. You've got to think someone like Brad Dolligan, who's left the club now. There needs to be a replacement for him, so to speak. You've also got Cam Swires left as well. So, we've got Daniel Cummins coming in, or has come in, so to speak. So, Andre, there's opportunity there, and hopefully he'll grasp it. And make sure you get yourself down to Rush Green, guys, to watch the under-21s play this season. We want to try and get loads of us down there this season, because it's a really good way to sort of understand who's coming through. Obviously, we'll do the Academy show every Monday, probably starting next week when pre-season games start properly. Great opportunity to see the boys. Also, another player has signed for the club, 16-year-old defender Callum Lee. He's completed the move to West Ham. He put pen to paper on a 3-year deal last week. And another Northern Irish player. He is expected to team up with the under-18s, and he is represented by the 1-2 football agency, following the likes of Josh Briggs, Patrick Kelly, Callum Marshall, Michael Forbes, Sean Moore, and Joel Kerr. Although, we got a whole, 7 Northern Ireland players in the academies in the 18s and 21s. Although none have yet really broken into the first team squad as such. Yes, Callum's had a bit of first team action. And to be perfectly honest, he's probably the most likely out of all of them. Maybe Josh Briggs in another 18 months or so. I could see that. Possibly. Let's talk about other players. Let's talk about some of the first team players. Now, obviously, Edson Alvarez. What a Sunday he had, scoring the winner, and lifting the Gold Cup, and that could have given West Ham a massive boost financially. Now, he fantastic achievement. There's no doubt, because of his escapades, the price tag for Edson to leave the club would have increased quite a bit. Now, we know Edson has always, particularly under Moyes and also under Potter, a fractious relationship. There were reports that he had a falling out before the Southampton game. last season, citing a bad back. However, he was he was literally sitting the other side of the wall next to me. So if you've had that much of a falling out, you wouldn't even be sitting in the dugout, a row behind Potter, would you? You wouldn't even be there. So I don't agree. I don't necessarily agree with that as such, but there may well be some differences of opinion, and I think that was the same with Moyes as well. Now, with sort of Alvarez now potentially adding a few million to his price tag, we'll have to see where that goes. Prior to the Gold Cup, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund were being linked with the Hammers midfielder. Bayern Munich potentially looking to move on João Paulino. Dortmund have since obviously brought in Joe Bellingham. Now, Alvarez, I've got this really annoying hair right in my eye line. Now, Alvarez hasn't played down interest and said, wait and see type thing. Less than 5 months ago, he said he was open to a move after links to Bayern Munich came in. And you've got to assume speculation, the former Ajax man could be expecting a reunion maybe with Erik ten Hag over in the Bundesliga, potentially. He said he's been open to a move rather than committing himself to West Ham. We shall wait and see what happens. I think I haven't heard of any offers for him yet. That's not saying there haven't been any, but we haven't been led to believe. And obviously, with all ITK news, with all the information or reports, the stuff that's leaked is the stuff the club want to leak, not necessarily what's necessarily going on behind the closed door, so to speak. So we'll wait and see what happens with Edson Alvarez. For me, I would love to have the opportunity of him to play as a double pivot alongside someone like Freddie Potts. We know Edson; he's not the quickest player in the maybe that energy dynamism. If Rafael Onueda coming in instead of Edson Alvarez potentially would be could be seen to be an upgrade, but only in hindsight rather than immediately. I think Edson still commands when he's playing as long as he's not getting suspended, and that's the issue. When you've got a player who could be out for 3 or 4 games at least a season due to suspension, not even injury, that is a slight worry in terms of trying to build a team around them. But we'll keep an eye on that one. I think that could be quite an interesting one in the next few days. Obviously, he won't be reporting back for pre-season for another week. I think he has 2 weeks break, having had just literally lifted the Gold Cup 24 hours ago. So he'll be back sort of mid-July, and then we'll see what happens there. I think one player who we might see who's actually training on his own is Eled Malik, the 20-year-old fullback from Slavia Prague. We are led to be believed he is training on his own because the club don't want him to get injured and potentially lose out on tens of millions of pounds. As reported on the Slavia's official website, the head coach has confirmed his withdrawal of the youth from training as a sale is inevitable, saying we all suspect that a transfer is to happen. It's a matter of time. It's being handled by the club's management. Malik has an individual program training on his own. We don't want anything to happen. He's a player who has extraordinary quality. He'll have it for the future. Slavia's demands need to be satisfied. We take it as being without him for the future. Obviously, around over 21, 22 million pounds does seem to be the price tag. They're looking up for about 25 million euros, so it's pretty much on the money. We shall see what happens, but it does seem that they are preparing for him to basically wrap him up in cotton wool because it will be a Czech transfer. Transfer record. So again, could it be West Ham? Could it be other clubs? I saw today that Crystal Palace looks like they're going to get Borna Sosa, so like under £5 billion, which is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, that's it from your Hammers headlines. Don't forget to check out neesatmorrowbrand.com for latest news, reviews, and opinions. Don't forget down in the description, we've also got the Mark Noble raffle that runs out at the end of this month, and we'll probably launch the Brooklyn Bonds Noble shirt probably towards the end of this week as well. So if you want to get your hands on that, keep it on the channel. Take care. Much love. Buzzy buys, motherfuckers.